Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Nico here, and this is another episode of Road to Master turned into Road to Top 100. We are 108 right now, still the last day of the season. So we are hopeful we can get there, and now we are player 4, which is definitely the most unpleasant way of starting a game. Close to being player 1, which I don't like neither, obviously, but hey, that's what we always get served by this game for some reason. Memo Corder here would not hurt, maybe. Oh, some very good cards here. Yeah, I mean, especially in the shadows, maybe Withdrawal, Spy Center not too bad, but this is a bit less, yeah. Anyways, what do we want here? Do we have enough faction access to maybe make Desia a strong contender? Not really. In the shadows could help, but we probably won't have it as last player. So I think we go Yuna or Lito? As fourth player, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, Tessa is also quite nice. Oh wait, AI chose for us? It didn't even do any sound. There was no countdown. Well, then Unite is, I guess. It's not the worst choice. I mean, I was hesitating between mostly Lito and Yuna with the small Tessia as well. I mean, hesitation on Tessia, but yeah, so be it. I mean, it's the first time that I get my leader selected by AI, so let's get that over the line. Hopefully we can do something nice with Yuna. Let's see how that game starts. Hopefully a balanced hand. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call a balanced hand. This is great. This is at least what... I mean, we can be flexible and react to what we see coming up our way, depending on what the other three players do before us. So let's see. And it seems to not necessarily be the case for Desia in terms of balanced hand. So that's what we like seeing as well, obviously, that our opponents struggle maybe a bit early game so that we can hopefully take advantage of that. Let's see what Vernius can do here. Smuggling. I was kind of hoping that we would get smuggling as Unites always a very valuable spot, but I mean overall it's a very valuable spot for everyone. But it was too good to be true, obviously. And probably full space for Lito, I would expect. Tech negotiation. He probably gets ready for a memo corder. Or he might just not have that many choices. Oh no, okay. He picks up artillery. Then we take full space for sure. We will have another faction access next round, so if none of Vernius or Lito goes there, then for sure we will get it with pleasure. Our second agent. We might want to try to get 2 or 3 Solari out of this, depending on what other players do here. Yeah, Tessia probably drew the... Was it Diplomacy that she played? Or Seek Allies? Diplomacy, she probably drew it thanks to Arakin. Let's see once she reveals, but she probably had a horrible hand. Which indicates to me most likely she has at least one dagger, if not two. So that's exactly what I would not be doing if I were an opponent, unless that intrigue card is a combat one that you want to play, but not sure it has much value this first combat. I wouldn't overcommit here. What can we do from there? An early reveal, probably for In the Shadows. Negotiated withdrawal. Ooh, Web of Power. I think that smells the early reveal because we can't go to a faction space. Smuggling is taken, so the best we can do is actually just pick up a spice. Get involved for 2 Solari, which is not bad. 1 spice, 2 Solari is definitely not bad. But I think that Web of Power just looks at us. Yeah, let's early reveal. I obviously like In the Shadows, and I would also have considered actually early revealing for In the Shadows, but Web of Power is just that tiny bit better for the reveal as well. Here you don't really have a choice, although it is an unload effect, so it has a bit of an advantage there, but the reveal of Web of Power, obviously you choose where you get the influence, so this is and can be quite valuable. Kvisats, yeah, so we were right to... Oh no, my bad, 2 daggers on... Yes, so she revealed 2 daggers, and actually he also had 2 daggers. Yeah, she had quite a horrible hand for the start, especially Signet Ring on Tessia is useless if you don't have already some influence here, so it's obviously not the first card you want to play in the game. Smuggling again, he's probably getting his Swordmaster money thanks to that. He is not. That tells me something about that player overall. I mean, already like picking up Vernius is maybe not the most efficient leader overall, so that was already a bit of an indication that he might not be the most experienced player, which is fine. I mean, everyone starts somewhere, but I feel like this kind of play, very slow, long-term smuggling, getting up that track, is usually not the most meta play to do. What are we doing here, actually? I think we will want to get involved in the conflict, but that can wait next round, most likely. Could go to Still Suits to then maybe go to Haga Basin. Or what I also like is actually picking up some Solari, so that maybe next turn, next agent, we could maybe target the win and get our Swordmaster. Round 3. Let's bet on that. I think I quite like it. I would have taken 4 space, to be honest, if it was open to just do a shipping. Standard player 2 play, actually, usually, but obviously given the first round no one went to 4 space, we had a chance of doing that. But Lito claimed his right this round, which is totally understandable. He's probably getting involved with his troop, I would expect. Usually... No? Okay. Interesting. So that shows a bit of a different size of him. Maybe still not completely new to the game, for sure. Tag. Is he going full in? What did he... Let's anticipate a bit and see what he revealed last round to see how many daggers he probably has. I think he went to tech negotiation, so he probably has one less dagger, but he bought artillery, so that's still basically worth 2 daggers if he has one in hand. And he only revealed... Ah, no, wait, he revealed one. And he played one, so he has no dagger in hand. Did he send an agent to... No, he revealed early, so he just sent to tech negotiation. So he didn't draw any other cards, so his deck right now should be 0, right? Yes, it is. So he has 0 dagger, so we can beat him. He has now an intrigue card though, but kinda don't mind going to Arakin. It draws, I mean, it mixes up our deck in a very nice way, without the cards we have now, basically, which I don't mind. Maybe if we get a Web of Power, for instance, would be awesome. That's probably the... I mean, as usual, the worst we could... No, False Space would have been worse, actually. But Web of Power would have been awesome, would have given us that little bump here. But let's... We have for sure a Landsraad access next round, yes. So getting that money will allow us to get Swordmaster. Let's see what Lito reveals, and that's where I would never be able to do that in live, and that's why I have so much respect for players playing competitive games in real life, because there's no way you can ask, wait, what did you reveal last round? Can I sneak in your discard? Can I watch the log? At least, I don't know, I've never been to a competitive game, but I assume there's no log. And here online it's so much easier if you know a bit how to look into it and be quick with it, you can get all the information you need for that round 2. And that means, unless his intrigue card, unless he plays a combat card, we should get some healthy Solari there. Sayadina. I like the accesses. Let's see if we can make something happen for the water, but quite like that card overall. Was actually Tessia the one picking up then in the shadows last round. Firm grip for Lito. In the shadows, yeah, Tessia, okay. It is quite a powerful card to have for Tessia. I mean, anything that gives you passive influence increase is obviously very valuable to Tessia, given her obsession with the snooper tokens. Or at least it should be an obsession to get them early to gain that advantage as early as possible. Alright, so we have that Swordmaster money. No one else can actually get there right now. Okay, he uses it, which is good, because I didn't really want to go first thing to Swordmaster. He will have access to shipping next round, next turn. Because my ideal plan was basically right now Fold Space to Fold Space, get that. Then next round Dagger to Swordmaster, and then signaturing to Intercell shipping. Seems that shipping will most likely not be happening. But at least the only one able right now to trigger a little 1 Solari payoff for everyone is Vernius, and he plays after Tessia, so she's not a threat in getting Swordmaster before us, and had Lito kept his 2 Solari here, he would have been a threat, so I'm happy with that in the end. And we can do False Space to False Space, draw that last card. That does not really matter much. But that means next round we should be having access to shipping, which comes in handy because Lito having it means we won't have it, at least not as a first player, 3 times out of 4. So the only time we have it is actually next round. So this full space bump, this spacing guild friendship comes in at the right time for us. Still the memo quarter there actually could be something we might have to snatch from Desha because obviously she's the one that can make it happen the easiest. Lito as well is not bad with that, so we have some serious competitors there. And although we might not be able to make it happen, it could still help us in getting that web of power active as quickly as possible. So it could make sense. Yeah, so shipping obviously taken now by Lito, making total sense. I'm looking at Lady Jessica and Kvilats. Can we do something about that? I don't think so. And I mean, basically thinking maybe signaturing to Arakin, but that would bring us to maximum 6, given we don't have any Freeman Bond. And I don't really want to mix my deck into this. I would prefer getting the Web of Power back in there as well. So, of course, it's a dagger to Swordmaster, which is really good to see. Feels good. We might do card tag and fight for the victory point, because it seems to be quite a cheap one. That's probably a memo quarter, right? Yes, it is. Does he take... Yes, okay, he gets his Spacing Guild advanced there as well. Makes a lot of sense. Treachery would be achievable if we pick up a 2 persuasion card, but that's quite low probability. It's only 1 card out of those, so it's an absolute no-go. So we will do signaturing to card tag, see what we pick up in terms of intrigues. Very nice. And we can send in 2, I think. He's got 6 cards though, so if there's 2 daggers hidden there, it's a bit compromised, but I mean we have to try it. With that web of power, I mean one idea would be obviously to take it here to get that condition fulfilled as well for agent effect a bit more interesting. But on the other hand, I think I want to secure this alliance. Could make a lot of sense. Gives us 4 Solari if we trigger it on our round, maybe with a shipping at some point. I mean, next round we do a shipping, but maybe when we call it back. Ah, he's got 2 daggers. This is a bit annoying. Oh, and he gets Lady Jessica here, I guess. So that is his Spacing Guild friendship sorted. But while never going there, so that's quite interesting. Memo Coder plus Lady Jessica did it for him. Let's, I think, take Guild Administrator. The yellow access I like, the trashing ability as well. And do we take a liaison for a bit of persuasion? Yes, we never say no to that. Let's get us started there, I think. We have 5 yellow accesses. Let's hope this will be enough for us to have at least one. So we are not winning, which hurts a bit, but then again, we can't complain too much. It's only 2 troops in there. It would have felt good, obviously, to be able to get that point, trashing a card, and get 3 spies. So that was very valuable. Okay, so we got more than we bargained for here. Should we go with the signet ring and forget about the effect? Should we go with fold space? No, I think we don't look to trigger it yet, and fold space we probably use it for a bit of influence. I prefer that usually. Especially because we have a couple of cards allowing to go, but not that many. I mean, we have basically those 2, which is good, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't mind getting that level 2, I mean, Fremen friendship, basically. That would be good as well. Maybe one more here. This we can probably get with the tracking bump. Shipping track bump, should I say. So this we can probably leave as is. But I wouldn't mind maybe even sending 2 agents to Fremen spaces now. Could be good. Or actually picking up 1 water and going to Great Flat. Could also feel like a good move. I would assume he takes it with the Fremen. Or hope at least he's not like fighting us there. That would be a bit of a annoying side battle, but he does not, which is great for us. No, yeah, right. The first bump here, we definitely snatch the alliance when we recall here, and we take the influence with Spacing Guild for sure. Yes, I think diplomacy too still suits, keeping the option open for a Great Flat maybe. Yeah, nothing too interesting. An invasion ships is not that bad. We could make something out of it, especially we are low on garrison, so could be a way of using that spice, but obviously Highlander could be another very good way of doing that. Alright, that's her second snooper token, which is good. It means she doesn't get the bump here. The additional one, she just gets 3 Solari, which I don't mind. I'm strongly hesitating. Obviously that's a lot of spice and it seems really worth it. On the other hand, Hardy Warriors would unlock Siege Tabo for us, give us that friendship that we can then get behind us and participate in the conflict where we could maybe get a water out of it and then maybe go next round. The thing is, next round, if anyone else participates, they could get a water and snatch that spice before us. But then again, water can also be useful for us for Sayadina. So let's maybe still do that play. I kinda prefer it. It's a bit my usual bias probably towards using false space towards faction spaces rather. But that's how we will do it now. Should we try and fight for it? Or should we just send in one troop? I think we fight. We go see what that brings us. She's gonna draw two other cards, so another two chances of getting a dagger, maybe one less now, but she might still die us with one. It should be okay. I mean, in the end, we're kind of targeting rather the water, but I wouldn't mind this neither, to be honest. Would get us done here because we won't have shipping for a while now, given we are first player now, and after that, all of them actually have access as well. So I would expect us not to have shipping access anymore for the foreseeable future. But there is no. Actually, no, troop transport is useless to buy at the end of a round, so we won't buy that at all. Invasion ships could be a nice one to pick up actually, and we could if we choose two spies here, but that's what I'm not a big fan of because with Yuna I feel like most often than not you kind of need the Solari for your signet ability. We might just do it if we win. It's still a bit of a long shot. Let's see, I think we take in the shadows. It's maybe already a bit too late to make the most out of it, but even one bump here and there can be valuable. She does also have one dagger, so that will be rather an entry card in the water for us. But nobody else gets a water from the conflict. I mean, except Tessia and me, but Tessia will only have one, so seems well on board that we could go to Great Flat next round. We have 3 accesses. Again, dying, so not exactly a victor, which prevents us from using this. That actually could have worked for interstellar shipping. I'm not sure if I can trigger both the rewards. I mean, trigger a combat card before triggering the rewards here. That would have been an interesting one to see. Alright, so we do have 1 access and 7 spice is too good to turn down. So unless someone has a hidden water, I think it's called Peddler or something like that, the intrigue card that gives you 1 water. Unless that happens, we should be quite well set up for the Great Flat here. Although that means no Sayajina, but I feel like 7 spice can mean a lot for the next few rounds. we have Fremenborn, so we have quite some persuasion thanks to Sayadina. Might want to use it that way. Or maybe to go to secrets, for instance, with Web of Power. That would be the last. Oh, actually we're still missing this, and the Alliance still, so no, this is definitely not a priority. The Alliance is definitely the first thing we would want to secure here. So this is indeed... Actually, no one has picked up a water, so we could wait on that. But what else do we want to do then? I'm not sure. Maybe a Web of Power? We could play it. We draw one card and we get a water out of it. What would we draw? Maybe Web of Power. I quite like that, although we don't get the 2 Solari here. There is no real way of getting them before playing it, so let's play it. I think it's worth it here. Although it also means we give up on the Alliance this round, most likely. Otherwise we could get it with the reveal. No, I think I like that play still. Let's do it. Another combat card. Picking up that spice also means we could do a Hayliner at some point. With Guild Administrator, for instance. Although that would be round 6, so it's not the greatest to do at that moment. But if we don't have to commit all the troops, it could be worth it potentially. Getting again 2 waters. We're just 1 water short of doing both Sayadina and Great Flat, assuming we would send Sayadina to Still Suits. But that does not seem to be triggerable anyway, so yeah, I think we want the Great Flat, because now certainly someone will pick up some water and we will still not be first player next round, so can't really take the risk of letting it sleep 1 more round. Although 8 would definitely be the record. I don't think I've ever seen 5 bonus spies sitting somewhere, but 4 is already quite a lot. Everyone still has 1 water, so we could wait another round potentially. Not sure what we do with that last agent though. Still nothing really. Invasion ships maybe? Could go pick that up. Could actually help us a bit. We also have for instance, in the shadows that we can easily discard if needed to go, for instance, a Hayliner end of game or something. Yeah, let's pick up that spice anyways right now, because I feel like that is a must, and now it gives us a bit more possibilities. Oh, we could... I mean, I'm not a big fan of Klisatz that late. It's already a bit late. We probably won't be able to play it much. Maybe once, maybe twice if that goes a bit longer. Oh, but no. Our only way would have been Dagger to take negotiation for that, and that's just been taken right now. Or do I play a Sayadina to selective reading? Could be a play. We have anyways enough spice for that and a Hayliner potentially. What do we draw with that? 2 persuasion. But that means we give up 3 persuasion to draw 2. So it kind of decreases. But yeah, it would give us that point. Could trash something like a dagger. don't mind that, actually. Or we could go for... yeah, we're not gonna win that conflict. Or... we could win that conflict, actually. Sayadina to Hardy Warriors. Then we have two alliances, I mean two options on alliances, which is not always the best because people usually see that you won't be able to defend both. So usually it means, doesn't necessarily mean you will get to choose yours. Maybe someone can go there a bit early and snatch it from you, leaving you only with the other one that you might not have prioritized. Anyway, so Hardy Warriors is gone. We can't do that. Getting a water out of it, I don't see much value in it because we don't have any garrison. We could now do a dreadnought actually. Someone recalled, got us an additional Solari. Dreadnought and invasion ships. Or Sayadina to selective breeding. That does not bring us much, to be honest. I mean, it gives us that point, but I feel like we're not that much in a rush for it. Let's go for a bit of a war preparation, let's call it. Because that means a dreadnought and 4 troops, which looks very good. Or is it a flagship? No, I think we kind of want a Solari also for war chest, ideally, for our signaturing. Let's maybe keep it a bit cheaper. We are now just 3 away from also a Hayliner potentially. Gives us 4 troops right now. I think we're quite happy with that. Oh, is it a negotiated withdrawal for Lito, or is he planning on winning that conflict? He plans on winning it. Could go for a Sardaukar Legion. Feel like it could help us at some point. Would have liked that more, but I think we're good. Let's leave it at that. Don't want to dilute our deck too much. We could have taken a bit of additional persuasion, but I feel like we want to see a couple of those cards a bit quicker, like Web of Power, In the Shadows, get a bit of influence everywhere. Diplomacy. Oh, now we get Guild Administrator, but yeah, we want probably to keep our deck a bit thinner now and prepare for round 7. Alright, Web of Power is back. What popped up here? Minimic Film. Not a priority, but if we get to shipping, we might just take it for free. So we don't get to shipping, but we might want to go to, if it's open, smuggling could be great for us. Because that would mean we can trigger the Signet ability, and we get that alliance over the line as well. We seem to get it, that's awesome. That's great that they fight for her. I mean, she probably just got that bump from the Snooper token, but it's still good that she does not really have the option of getting an easy alliance there. And we'll have to fight for it if she wants it, but she'll probably take that away to gain a bit with the Fremen there. So, feel like the most important for us is still first to go to smuggling, to be able to use the signaturing afterwards. Or should we play it now? No, I feel like we play first Dune the Desert Planet, so that in case we can trash it with the administrator, which we, if we play it. Yeah, here we want extra Solari. And we will also get 4 Solari from that, so it feels quite good. Yeah, that was also obviously one of our preferred destinations, but I felt like smuggling gave us more power in being able to use the signet ability afterwards, so I decided to deprioritize a bit the spice we saw there, although very attractive. With that signet ability we could actually pump the Emperor here and then play Web of Power for secrets or selective breeding, get all 3 bonuses. And what is good as well is that it will allow us to play in the shadows if we need to defend an alliance or to snatch another one, thanks to having 2 influence there. Eight there, we probably don't really want to fight for that. Oh right, we have invasion ships we could play to infiltrate, so we could have done that on shipping, but yeah, maybe it would have been better to be able to snatch something there actually, Minimic Film. Where do we play the signaturing? I feel like we still want to just get involved with our Dreadnought, a hopeful intrigue card, maybe 2 Solari, although that would put us above here, which is not the greatest idea neither. Maybe we just go for a High Council seat actually. We will need to gather again Solari for this probably, because we'll end up at 0 if we played it right now. Maybe we do that to be able to maybe at some point buy a Spice Must Flow could make a lot of sense. We don't really have a high persuasion deck, but it's still obviously much easier with a High Council seat. So let's do that. So the Emperor. We have a bit too much of a garrison here as well actually. I mean, let's say this is the limit, because it still allows you to use the full extent of a Hayliner, but I prefer 6 maximum, counting at 6 units actually, because 3 agents, 3 combat spaces, 2 each time from your garrison, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what you can send in with a normal round of actions. Obviously, when you have a rapid mobilization card that allows you to deploy any number of troops from your garrison, then fair enough, you can have a bigger garrison and send it all in at your reveal turn. Other than that, I prefer a more balanced garrison. So maybe we play it a bit differently with a Reconnaissance instead of Web of Power. But I feel like Web of Power gives us too much right here. It would be nice to probably go to Secrets, hope for something we can play. Otherwise it's not great actually. Otherwise we should maybe go to Selective Reading and trash Dune the Desert Planet to draw 3 cards here. We could do that. We're just a bit further again from a Hayliner, but I feel like it's a bit less risky. Trashing a Dune is never a bad thing. I mean, almost never. Let's first draw something to see maybe that's something we want to trash. No, not really, but it's a good reveal for us. It brings us closer to an alliance. Oh, nice, we can deploy some troops from here. That's cool. That's quite lucky, to be honest. What do we draw next round? Not the greatest hands ever. Diplomacy obviously would be good. Maybe a Dune the Desert Planet actually to try and get that spice. It would be 4 by then, so yes, it would allow us to do Hayliner with diplomacy, so that could be nice. So let's reveal. Do we fight for first place? Because we could with ambush and deploying 3 troops. It's maybe a bit too much. Maybe we deploy 2. Or do we want... We could go for the Manta actually. Yeah, let's deploy 3. Let's try it. Could actually also allow us to do to the Victor and bring us that much closer to a Hayliner. Other memory, I don't mind. Could allow us to draw a Web of Power, for instance, and Gene Manipulation as well. Both give us high persuasion as well on the side, so it's not bad cards to pick up for sure. Shifting Allegiances would have been better, but that we know by now. So she takes that alliance just now, but we could still fight for it potentially. But she has Shifting Allegiances, so that we need to stay aware of. She will remix her deck, but we'll have 4 cards that we know are not Shifting Allegiances. She has a lot of cards here, so the probability Shifting Allegiances she will get is quite small, but In the Shadows would also give her a bump there. So let's see. Do we want to fight for the Manta? Yes, actually, because otherwise we will have too many intrigue cards. Is she retreating her troop, or is she just getting in the money? Gets the money. Yeah, makes more sense, because if it was 3 troops, maybe worth retreating, but otherwise getting just 1 troop back would be a bit of a troll. Interesting to fight at a cost for the Manta. We definitely won't do that now. We are good with that. It's just a joke because this to the Victor, it's the 3rd attempt and 3rd failure in getting to activate it. But yeah, anyways, we kind of needed to burn 1 for the 2nd place here. Oh, is that also counting as... Do we get 3 out of it? Yes, awesome. I never had this synergy, but this is quite cool. Alright, so it's not 2 victory points, so I'm not that much interested in Hayliner this round, to be honest. I would be interested in drawing those 2 cards out of the way, because I don't want to have that in my next hand, to be honest. Could also mean we could get a Spice Must Flow, maybe, if we play it right. Again, the same dilemma between Great Flat and Sayadina Point with the Tilt Suits. Not quite sure what we should be doing here. We could do a play where we spend the 2 Solari here. 2 spies, sorry, here. We get 1 bump, we trash in the shadows, we get another bump, we take that alliance, at least for now. And that would draw us those 2 cards away, but again, this is worth 3 persuasion, so we would be 1 off. Right, yes. 1 off. Spice must flow, even 2 off, because I think I want that spice first thing. Let's still fight for it somehow. Actually, we could pick up a Minimic film with a dagger, and that would be the 2 that we're missing. But we keep that for the very last play. I think we first get... I was about to say first get that alliance, but seems she might have seen us coming there. But we could still go there, still trash it, draw those 2 cards. I mean, we can go there with basically just discarding the dagger, because then we get another dagger back, so we could go to grab the Minimic film with that. But that means our 2 last agents are non-combat, meaning do we really give up on that, or can we still see some value there? We could get a point here. If we go there now, we could snatch this alliance away. No one seems to really threaten our alliance as of now. Tech negotiation is gone. So he took them. Oh wait, who took the Minimic film? Did? Okay, Vernius took it. Maybe we still do the play. I think we could. Let's do it. Dagger, Sayadina to here. We play Windfall. Does that then bring us to... Yeah, it gave us an additional one. Awesome. We trash in the shadows. I feel like we can afford it here. Threatening a bit there. I mean, she still has 2 agents, so she could still waste an agent to secrets. But if she doesn't, we have diplomacy actually. We could waste an agent on secrets as well. Yeah, so we could take it potentially. That would mean giving up on Spice Must Flow this round. Although there is not... I mean, we could do Dagger to Menta just to draw a card out of it. But I'm not a big fan of that if we don't at least get the Menta in case we just draw a 1 Persuasion card. Or even just the Dagger. Then we basically wasted 2 Solari for it. Did it buy the flagship? Yes, it did. Restricted Ordnance would be a nice one as well, for sure. Cost 1 less for him to do that, but he needed apparently to pick up Yeah, I think we take that point. It's a good one for us to have. It just means now we have one too many intrigue card, but as long as no one can infiltrate right now, or do we play chomp shares actually? Because we could also just play calculated higher next round first thing. But to make sure we don't get that robbed, because it's a very important one in the end, and it's a cheaper one than war chest, let's just get it. And let's focus on maybe collecting some more Solari if we can. I mean, it's definitely not the highest focus. We will for sure. Ah, yeah, she was probably waiting on a reveal to just finalize it here, but thankfully we decided to go for it first. But is she now maybe looking for some sort of a revenge, or does she take her last super token? Let's see what kind of player. No, she's cold-blooded. That's better. Because trying to get back at us here, well, if she wins the conflict, she can, but otherwise it's a bit long shot. Could potentially actually use it just as a combat card. If it means a point here, it does not mean a point. So probably we don't care about winning that conflict, I think. And to be fair, neither does Vernius. Except if, yeah, he might still plan on trying to steal us here. We could plan on trying to do the same. Not sure. No, it's actually valuable for him as well, for his memo corridor, indeed. That's one less between Emperor and Spacing Guild that he has to worry about. But again, we might want to play the war chest to burn a card. I mean, it is a good one, but I don't see us getting to 10 Solari anymore, to be honest. It's a lot of wasted turns. It's probably involving a shipping, and even that just gives us 6. We would still be 2 off. I don't see it really worth it, to be honest. So let's maybe see, but let's not exclude the possibility to play it. Nothing we're really interested in here. Could have taken the Shai Hulud with 1 more persuasion, and for sure we would have taken that one, but it was not on the cards for us. Some reveal action here. 9 is still... 11 is out of our reach. And now at least we don't get another... I mean, no, forget what I'm saying. It would have been fine to get an intrigue card because we are first player next round and we can hire the Menta directly. But this gives us Hailiner money, so that's very good. It's basically the kind of reward we were expecting from To the Victor since round 1 or 2, I'm not sure anymore when we wanted to play it first. Now is Tessia stealing that alliance from Vernius, or is she competing for ours? I would expect she steals it from Vernius. I mean, it's a certainty she gets it, whereas here we will be playing first. We might just be able to defend it before she even has a chance of playing. Although, how many accesses do we have to Spacing Guild? 2 out of 15 cards, so it is a thin chance in the end to get one of the 2. Thin chance is probably what, between 20 and 30% chance. I'm really just guessing here, but yeah, what can we do with all of that? There's a lot of different possible hands here. Let's not get into that, and let's just see what we will be given next round. Yes, she takes an alliance there, which we much prefer, obviously. We're still not challenged with our Spacing Guild alliance. We have no chance of losing that one, so we're in a good position there. Now we fight for 2 VPs, but we don't have any faction access. Now, do we want to take the Menta and draw a card with a dagger? Or do we want to hire the Menta with 1 spice? I think we could do that. Because anyways, it leaves us in Lost Solari, and now I think we could do other memory to Arakin to draw 2 cards. I quite like that, I think. And let's see what it gives us. Oh, this is a Highliner access, that's awesome. And this with a Fremen bond would be better, but we can't have everything, can we? Even if, let's say, Vernius goes to Highliner, we still have our invasion ships that can help us there. Actually, thankfully he doesn't have Solari for his flagship, because if he goes to Highlander and triggers his flagship, that could be quite a good combo in terms of winning that combat. He seems more interested in maybe digging for a card for Highlander, but that will be too late by then. Or just a Spice Must Flow, which is also obviously a possibility. So for sure, we now make sure that he cannot go to Highlander with that play, and we put ourselves in the lead in terms of combat. Let's just trash the administrator itself. He served his purpose. Now, we have kind of 2 options. One is going to research station by maybe discarding a dagger with gene manipulation and drawing 3 cards. If one of them is a Fremen, it obviously boosts our persuasion. How likely is it a Fremen? Quite unlikely, we only have 1 actually. And in terms of persuasion, it's not the greatest deck we have, right? We have a lot of 1 persuasion worth. So I think the second option is a better one. It is to send Sayadina to Still Suits and paying a point with her agent effect. That means we can do that last, and we don't need to focus on persuasion anymore because we won't be buying a Spice Must Flow. This is quite clear. So we can do that last, and we can maybe rather first play something more active. Maybe, well, only combat space we see is Siege Tab. Or is that for units or troops? No, it's for troops, so we don't see a value in getting a Dreadnought. Oh, and we don't have the Solari anyway, so... and no spies, so all of this is out of question. The war chest, we can't get it activated as an endgame. So yes, I think gene manipulation to Siege Tab. Then Sayadina actually won't even need to go to Steel Suits, could go to Secrets. But I mean, that means we could technically use our invasion ships right now to, for instance, go to Kartag rather with manipulation. Ah, no, well, no, because if we don't get that water, forget what I said. Let's trash. Nothing. There's Sayadina to Secrets. Is I think the best we can still do. Still trying. And that definitely makes sense, but I don't think there's much of hope there. Only has one entry card. We have enough money for our war chest to be triggered. As a combat card, I mean. So I don't see really how she could catch up. Unless she has like a buttload of swords on reveal. But other than that, I mean, even her entry card can't give her anything more than 4 in strength. So the reveal with restricted ordnance, 16, plus an ambush maybe, 20. She would need at least 3 more swords, and then we have anyways 4 more to lock it in. So I think we are quite safe in winning that combat. And the only one that is quite close to us right now is Lito. But he has 0 cards, so no endgame play. Ah, now he's got one. So does actually... Does he get anything out of it? No, Memo Corridor is not active, right? No, no, and he's got 3 in 3 cards, enough. Spice must flow, no, so he won't do anything out of the corner of the market. No High Council, no Dreadnought, so Grand Conspiracy is worthless. Best he can do is probably 1 VP for his tax. And I think that's it, so I believe we should be quite safe in stating that we should be winning that game. Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's do that for sure. Ah, no Fremen Bond. Otherwise it would have been that buttload of swords I was talking about. Um, yeah, awesome. So we can reveal here. Oh yeah, and I forgot we have the daggers as well. But we won't buy anything as usual. That could only uncover things for others, although everyone reveals. So. Yeah, that was a very good game. Quite happy with that. Let's just take our additional spice at this stage. Let's finally get to play it. The one we had from round 1 or 2, whatever it was. Oh, a grand conspiracy. Awesome. So where does that bring us now? We're actually not 5 away from top 109, right? We were 6 away. Or, oh no, we were 10 away. Yeah, my bad. I was kind of mixed up. I thought we were already top 105, but no, we're top 109 and now top 106. So that was not a huge bump, but it's still good to take. And we are now 6 away from top 100. So yeah, thank you very much for following. Looking forward to seeing you maybe on a stream, live streaming on Sundays. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Really, so important for me. It would change everything. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one. Bye bye.